My boyfriend embarrassed me at a wedding. Should I break up with him?
I think we should break up.
This was originally posted in relationship advice. My 24 female boyfriend, 31 male, got trashed at a wedding where I was the maid of honor.
Oh my God, are you drunk?
What are you, my wife?
He embarrassed me and himself and proceeded to lie about some things. Okay. About a year and a half ago, my best friend became engaged to her now husband. I was asked to be the maid of honor and was extremely happy to do so. Over the past year, I helped her with whatever needed to be done. Throughout all of this, I talked to my boyfriend about it. He knew how happy I was for her. He knew that I had a big part in the wedding. He knew my parents would be attending the wedding. He knew everything that I knew about the wedding. He knew the day and time and what would be expected of him and when he needs to show up.
Oh yeah, I know everything.
For what it's worth, I didn't talk his ear off about the wedding. I would really only talk about it if I had gone, for example, dress shopping or something with my friend. However, last week, a couple of days before the wedding, he started to act kind of weird about it. He said something along the lines of, "I know you don't want to be involved in the wedding. It'll be over soon."
What?
Okay. And then you can forget all about it and everything will be normal again. I've been nothing but happy and excited for my friend and this wedding, but he continued to act like I wasn't having fun and tried to convince me that I hated every minute of helping my friend plan her wedding.
Oh, you think that's weird?
Okay. Last week, he continued talking about the wedding like it was something awful and stupid. He treated it as an annoying chore we had to do. He complained about having to go. He even asked me after the rehearsal dinner if he could just not go to the wedding at all. Keep in mind, I had already RSVP'd for both of us. My parents were expecting him. He just dropped that on me as we were going to bed before the wedding day. He's also never expressed his congratulations toward the bride and groom at any point. What is going on here?
There's something funny here, boy?
Something fishy's going on. I smell fish.
I smell fishy.
No, I don't. This smells fishy. I don't smell fishy. The day of the wedding was this past Saturday. I told my boyfriend what time he needed to show up. Lately, he's been notoriously late for everything, like several hours late to anything he's invited to. He's always been late, but it's been getting ridiculous. A lot of times he's late because he's hanging out with one of his friends, smoking the devil's lettuce and playing video games, and he ends up losing track of time. I didn't want him to be late to my best friend's wedding, so I basically told him he needed to be there 3 hours earlier than what was necessary. I told him he needed to be there at 1 p.m. when in reality he needed to be there before 4:30. He showed up at around 4:30 p.m. Okay, it is one thing if you're like 20 minutes late to things, occasionally 30 or 40.
Oh my feeling biscuits. I'm late.
But 3 hours? Ooh. No, and not to a wedding. I'm sorry. He would have missed like literally the whole thing and showed up at dinner if you hadn't told him to come earlier. Ugh, I hate it when people are late. I hate it because 3 hours is not.
Oh, I lost track of time.
That is blatant disrespect. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care. This is a hill I will die on. So he got there right as cocktail hours started and got drunk. So he missed the wedding. I was told by someone else that he was pounding back all the beers as soon as the bartender started to serve alcohol. Then he sat with my parents and told my mom, if I didn't come to this thing, OP would have killed me. Once the bride and groom were announced, Mr. and Mrs. X, my boyfriend loudly cheered and loudly clapped as everyone else did a normal clap. It wasn't a very big wedding, so it was weird and awkward when he did this. It stood out a lot, and it was obvious that he was already inebriated. Multiple people looked over at him in a WTF way. I felt awful and embarrassed when this happened. Okay, I think it's like a general rule of thumb that like weddings are like, everybody gets hammered, okay? I was definitely hammered at my wedding. I've been hammered at other people's weddings. But like, let's get hammered when things start to like, you know, like when the dancing starts, not before, you know? Cause like when the parents are still there, it's kind of embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Oh man, keep it cute, keep it tight until the parents go home. And if they stay past like 10 o'clock, then they know that like what they're getting themselves into, you know? If there's parents and older people and kids and stuff staying that late, then they know that things are about to get saucy, okay? It is in poor taste to be super hammered at a wedding. I will just say that. Like, it's normal to be hammered, but like, let's keep it for like later on. After all the photos were taken, he found me and told me that his work called and he needed to go in ASAP. Go in drunk? Like that day?
I'm drunk now.
Before the wedding, he assured me he'd taken the day off and that his work, he's a bartender, knew he would be at a wedding that day. I knew he was lying to me, but I didn't care at that point. He left, he Ubered to supposedly go to work. He cheating. I feel like he cheating. Maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse, but like it would kind of make sense why he's like making fun of the idea of like commitment and marriage and doesn't even want to be at a wedding. To put it bluntly, weddings make you look at your own relationships or lack thereof. It's kind of a point where it's like maybe he's looking at that wedding and being like, oh, maybe you're going to want to get engaged. And he doesn't want that. So he's trying to make a mockery of the whole thing. He's trying to say that it's a bad.
Like, oh God, weddings.
I don't think that that's how you feel about it, that you don't want to be involved in this wedding and you're not excited about it. I think that's how he feels about it. So when I finally got home at around 2 a.m., he told me that it turned out that work didn't actually need him and he forgot the name of the venue, so he couldn't Uber back to it. And that his phone was acting weird and couldn't get a message to be sent to me.
Sure.
Okay, so but he had the venue in his phone because he Ubered from the venue to work. So the address would have been saved in his phone. No. He lying about something. He told me how he really wanted to come back to the reception, but he just couldn't make it happen. Obviously, those were all lies. I feel like his behavior was just abhorrent. I'm so pissed at him right now. I'm looking at him in a new negative light, and I can't stop thinking how awful he was throughout the whole wedding event.
Disgusted.
I know some people act weird about weddings sometimes, but this takes the frickin' cake. Is there any coming back from this? I feel like I'm always gonna be pissed off about what happened. I don't know if I can forgive him. I've thought about ending it with him because of this. I don't know if I'm overreacting or not. I don't think he has any intentions of apologizing. We haven't talked about the wedding that much since this past Saturday. He doesn't think he's done anything wrong. What do I do? Am I crazy to think his actions are god-awful?
Nope.
Yeah, I think that you're right in that this behavior, there's something going on here. I feel like it's also in relation to like maybe commitment. The wedding is a symbol of commitment. He doesn't seem to be able to commit to a wedding, let alone a time to show up to things.
About time.
I don't know. Honestly, I would break up with someone if they were 3 hours late to like, especially if they kept me waiting. If it was something that was like a regular thing, absolutely not. No way. Mike used to be late, and to be fair, Mike was late because his mom's almost always late. It's just kind of, it's the way that his family functions. It's just like, you know, they say a time and it's more of like a loose suggestion. I'm not like that.
Punctuality.
So he can be that way with his family because that's how they normally do things. And, you know, we've adjusted to be like, okay, they say 7, it's probably more like 7:20, etc. I personally, when I tell you I'm going to be somewhere, I'm there 10 minutes early.
I need them to show up on time. So when I finally show up, we can get started right away.
Doesn't really work if someone is 3 hours late to I would break up with someone just purely on the fact that he's late all the time, let alone the like being like a drunken loser. Like, yeah, it is a little inappropriate. And he is lying about things. Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on here. So some of the comments, girl, he sounds like a toddler. You're a girlfriend, not a mother. Why are you putting up with this? OOP responds, honestly, I don't know. We've been together for 4 years and he hasn't always been this bad. So 4 years and you're not engaged. I mean, it's not ideal, but it does kind of explain the behavior, right? I've noticed his behavior has gone downhill over the past year. He's cut back hours on work and makes just enough money to make ends meet. He just wants to hang out with his friends who don't have jobs. He smokes for free with them.
And I like to party.
I think this may be the last straw, though. I'm going to have to end it with him. It just sucks because he wasn't always this bad. Yeah, it kind of just sounds like he's going through a bit of like a
I want to just never grow up phase.
I just want to hang out with my friends and like Mary Jane and stuff like that. And like, I don't want to like take work seriously. I don't want to take commitments seriously or being on time seriously. Like, that's what this is giving. Consider that he was always like this, but you're growing up and maturing where he hasn't. 4 years puts you guys at 27 and 20. Might be just that you didn't notice because you had different priorities. OP said, this is a strong possibility. When we met, I was in college, and like a lot of college students, I went out, partied a lot. I had fun and stayed up super late. But now I'm working full-time and going to grad school part-time. I want to be successful in the future. He's basically stayed the same these past 4 years. He's always talked about going back to school and finishing his degree or doing something else with his life. He hasn't done anything with himself.
What the hell's going on over here?
I don't really think I saw that or cared when we met, and I was only 20. I feel like all of this behavior is him trying to just rebel against the whole growing up thing. Maybe. How long have you been dating? Have you two discussed marriage? His behavior was horrendous. I don't know if I would forgive it. My guess is he saw you happy about the wedding and doesn't want to commit, got scared because you now expect a proposal, and deliberately sabotaged everything because he's a giant immature canoe. I mean, clock it. OOP said, we've been together for 4 years. We've talked about marriage. He's brought it up in the past and mentioned it would be great if we got married one day. I told him I wanted to wait until after I finished grad school and we moved into a house first. However, I'm rethinking our entire relationship now. After reading a few responses here, I feel like I probably won't be able to forgive him after this. So edit to add, I was not expecting this to blow up. I was wanting to create a throwaway account so my posts wouldn't be that noticeable. Oh well, my boyfriend uses Reddit, but I don't think he goes to the relationship subreddits at all. Anyways, I tried most of the comments here, and I've been thinking about what you all have said. It's basically confirmed that I need to end things with him.
I'm going to have to dump you.
I actually tried to end things with him a couple of hours ago. He doesn't seem to be accepting of the breakup. He started to apologize to me about what happened and how he'll try to do better. I'm currently at a friend's house for the night. I brought some things with me, but that should last a couple of days. But I'm really not sure what else to do. Both our names are on the lease and he's still at the apartment for all I know. As of now, he doesn't want to leave the apartment, so we'll see what happens. So we do have an update 9 days later. First of all, thank you to everyone who commented on my last post. It gave me a lot to think about and confirmed things for me that I wasn't ready to admit. Second, there were frequent comments about my ex and I wanted to clear up. Ex, you say? Some people thought he had anxiety about weddings or people he didn't know. He knew the bride and groom very well, and we used to go out on double dates a lot. He's even spent time one-on-one with the groom. He knew a lot of other people at the wedding. He only sat with my parents because my parents didn't know anyone else besides the bride and a couple of my other friends who were bridesmaids or were part of the wedding in some way. He's a social butterfly and has been to more weddings than me. He's even gone solo to a couple of weddings he was invited to, no plus one, for former co-workers while we were together. Many people suggested he had a crush on the bride. I can't confirm this, but I'm leaning toward no. It's possible, of course, doesn't matter at this point. It could be, but I think this is also just good old-fashioned, he doesn't like what this wedding represents, which is also everyone around him starting to grow up, and he doesn't want to.
You wake up in the morning, you say, I put on my big boy pants.
All I can really say is they are complete opposites. They have little in common, and he would consider her not his type. This is not an insult to the bride. She's a beautiful person, and I'm considered his type. Again, he may have had feelings for her, but if he did, I never picked up on it. After I initially tried to end it with him, he texted and called and DM'd me and basically used any means of communication possible to get my attention. He started by apologizing profusely and asking him to give him another chance. I didn't respond to all of this because I don't know what to say. I turned off my phone before I went to sleep, and when I woke up, I had a ton of voicemails and messages.
Gazillion text messages.
He sounded extremely angry in some of them, called me names, told me he hated me, said the classic line of,
"You'll never do better than me."
I mean, at the very least, you can find someone who shows up when he's supposed to. That's not that hard to find. Some of the last messages he sent were him apologizing for the messages he left throughout the night because he was drunk and that it didn't count, whatever. That's how he acts when he's drunk. The apartment issue has been a nightmare. It's going to be extremely expensive to get out of the lease and only have his name on it. Apparently, they need both of our signatures in order for this to happen, and I'll need to pay a fee. The only communication I've had with my ex is to ask him to sign the new leasing agreement, which he refuses to do. I still had to pay for rent for March. The lease isn't up for several more months. I can't afford to pay 2 rents at once. This is a messy situation. Messy situation. I did manage to get my stuff out. I called the bar he works at and talked to one of the women there I felt comfortable with. I told her my situation and asked if she could call me the next time he showed up for his shift so I could get my things. I had a bunch of my friends come to the apartment with boxes and plastic tubs and got most of my stuff. Unfortunately, my TV, it's huge, sofa, and a couple of other larger things couldn't be grabbed, but I got everything important. When he found out I took all my stuff, the text messages and voicemails began again, where he spewed more vitriol at me, demanding me to come home immediately. No. And that certainly isn't going to make you want to come home at all either. The next day, he started sending me apology messages. Ooh, this flip-floppy shit. It's signs of a few things. It could be signs of substance abuse. It could be signs of narcissism. Whatever sign it is, it's not a good sign. It's a stop sign. It's a U-turn sign. My current challenges are trying to find a place to live for the next few months and what to do about the current lease with both our names. I have friends that understand my situation and are allowing me to couch surf for a bit, but it's not a permanent solution. I'm still trying to figure out how to get out of this lease, but the apartment management has been difficult.
Something in this shared space reeks.
I'm not totally convinced that they need both signatures, but that's what they keep stressing. I find it weird that they're stressing on this signature when you're literally in a very, potentially kind of unsafe situation and you need to get away from this person and you need to stop contact with this person. I find it weird that they're not understanding of that. What? The worst case scenario is I have to quit my job and live with my parents for a bit. They are an hour away, and drive an hour to class a few times a week until the semester is over. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like an awful situation, but at least, it's a less bad situation than what you were in.
Get out.
This was at the start of COVID. It's almost like the apartment management didn't want her to break the lease because of COVID. I would look into those 2 signature rules or whatever on that stuff. It sounds like they would have maybe had an issue with finding someone else to take the apartment. It's interesting that this all happened right before the COVID shutdown. Because imagine being stuck in this situation and literally stuck. You're not allowed to leave your house. Yeah, this was posted a very, very long time ago.
1995 call.
We're going on almost 6 years ago. So it's interesting that that's what happened and the timing of it all. But I would say that you got out at a perfect time. I'm glad that you broke up with your boyfriend, OP. His reaction was very telling. And I think you got out at the exact perfect time. Am I the a-hole for being angry at my girlfriend for basically abandoning me during our couple vacation? I, 27 male, and my girlfriend, 26 female, have been together for 4 years and lived together for nearly 2 years. Recently, due to our work schedule, we've been unable to go out much. My girlfriend loves skiing, I'm a newbie, hiking, and climbing. I can't do this due to my fear of heights. A few weeks ago was her birthday. I bought her a necklace and proposed to her to organize a couple's trip on the mountains. I paid for it. I thought you were gonna say you proposed, ask her to marry you. This was the schedule we came up with. Day 1, skiing separately. Day 2, skiing alone and visiting a particular tourist spot we saw on the internet in the evening. Day 3, hiking together while chatting. Day 4, visiting the town nearby. Day 5, visiting another tourist spot and more in general, free time together. Day 6, go back home.
I need a vacation.
1 week before our trip, she informed me she had invited one of her friends and her boyfriend to come with us. She would pay for their hotel and they would pay for the rest. Oh. On a romantic getaway with you two and she invited something? No. I was a bit upset because she didn't even ask me. Yeah, no. Despite the schedule, this is how we spent the days. Day 1, skiing. Day 2, skiing. Day 3, hiking. She talked to her friends the whole time. Day 4, skiing and visiting the town nearby as a group. Day 5, she found out there was a climbing spot nearby and decided to go there in the morning. She was supposed to come back at 1, but came back in the evening.
That's weird.
Okay. So you literally had no alone time together and you paid for the entire trip. Okay. During the whole trip, I asked her multiple times if we could do something together as a couple. And every time she told me we would spend the 5th day alone together. That didn't happen. So we basically spent 0 time together. I tried to let it go, but once we got home, she realized I was upset. So I told her I was happy, she had fun, but upset our couples trip became a group trip in which she either abandoned or ignored me. She got angry, claiming that since this was supposed to be her birthday trip, she had the right to decide what she wanted to do. Am I the a-hole for being angry over what happened? Yeah. No. Oh, sorry. No. No. You're not the a-hole at all. I would say she's kind of being an a-hole. Like, I understand it's her birthday trip and stuff, but like, you planned this trip for the two of you, you know? If she wanted to do something as like a group thing, she could have raised the issue with her, but she just invited her friends to a trip that you planned and paid for. Yeah, I don't know. I would feel like quite sad.
Sad.
Quite sad. Not the a-hole, you basically paid to go someplace and be alone. Can't wait to hear how you are sitting alone on your honeymoon while she is parasailing. Seriously discuss with her why she thought this was okay, as she spent 0 time with you as the couple, then lied to you and left you the entire 5th day by yourself instead of spending it with you. If this is normal behavior for her, you might want to explore other options. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, I would honestly be kind of... This is like embarrassing. Like, your boyfriend does this nice thing for you and like he plans this trip doing all the things that you like doing, and then you repay him by like ignoring him and hanging out with other people the entire time and making it a group trip. Like, that's
bullshit, dude.
And then she also paid for her friend's hotel. I just like, yeah, weird. Not the a-hole, she dismissed your feelings, then proceeded to plan this whole trip on your dime to invite her friends. Try to talk it out with her so she can understand why you're feeling this way, and if she continues to be rude, then man, I don't know if she's the one for you. Yeah, and like, I understand that this whole like, you know, she's a bit of a daredevil, she likes the skiing and the hiking and the climbing and stuff like that, but like, and I understand that you're at different levels, but I like doing lots of things, but when, you know, we're on a couples trip, I don't just go off by myself and like do things that I enjoy because I enjoy them, and I leave Mike to just like be on his own. Like, I don't do that. You know, you make compromises as a girlfriend or as a wife or a fiance or whatever. I just find that odd that she wants to separate the two of you.
They can't keep me out there.
It's a little rude. Not a little, like really rude. You went out of your way to compromise for her and start learning, you know, these skills like skiing and stuff like that. You're genuinely scared of doing a lot of these things. And her response is to just do them without you on a trip that you're supposed to be together. Like, that's not a kind thing to do.
I didn't appreciate it then. I don't appreciate it now.
Not the a-hole, your girlfriend sucks. It may have been her present, but it was a specific present, a couple's trip. That she invited her friend in the first place was an a-hole move. Spending the week with her instead of you was the equivalent of her screaming in your face that she has no interest in you or spending time with you. Literally, like, it's weird behavior, and it just seems like she doesn't want to spend time with you, because if she did, she would have and wouldn't have made plans to not only be with other people, but also like no alone time. She goes off and she does what she likes doing and leaves you by yourself. It sounds like you're making a lot of compromises and she's not making any for you.
No, ma'am, this is not a good idea.
She has no better explanation than saying she wasn't wrong. Sorry, but she's done with you. Yeah, it kind of sounds like she's already kind of ended it. Like, maybe she wanted a free trip. Maybe she can't afford to live on her own yet. Maybe she doesn't know how to tell you, but she's avoiding being alone with you for some reason. Not the a-hole, she outright dismissed your feelings and decided to invite her friends. I get you've been together for this long, but I don't see how your relationship can improve. This trip was supposed to be for the two of you, and yet others joined in. I can't imagine what would happen if you had a honeymoon with her. She would have invited her friends. OP said, Oh, I didn't want to reveal this bit since it wasn't exactly a core point for this post. I had bought a ring, and I intended to propose to her on this trip. Doesn't surprise me. I decided to wait when she invited her friends, but I brought the ring anyway just in case there was a right moment. I guess fate wanted to send me a message. Yeah, wow, that's... Yeah, no, like people in the comments are just like, dude, this is a huge red flag. Like, you literally went on a trip, you intended to propose to this person, and the whole time she just ignores you? Like, no! She ditches you and ignores you and you want to propose to her? No! Don't marry her! End it, for the love of God, please. Okay, we do have an update. I stayed at a friend's house for the last couple of days. I didn't have the strength to deal with my girlfriend. I read all of your comments and advice yesterday. I went back home today and waited in the living room for her to come back. I was obviously still upset, but I tried to stay calm and asked her how she felt about the trip and about what I had told her after we came back. She reiterated that she thought I was exaggerating and the trip was a success and that everybody had fun. Everybody but her boyfriend? Who was going to be her fiance? Okay. I reminded her that we originally agreed that this was supposed to be a trip for us to spend some time together. I asked her if she really thought that even under that POV, the trip had been a success. She hesitated, but said that we will have plenty of time to spend together in the future. I told her I doubted it and showed her the engagement ring, as you should have, I'd bought to propose to her. I explained that before the trip, I was sure she was the woman I would have loved to spend my whole life with. But after that, after what happened, I reflected deeply on our relationship and realized it wasn't working out. I would have loved to see her face. But it also, like, it doesn't really sound like she wanted to marry you anyway. Like, it's evident in the fact that OP is making all of these compromises to do more things that he's scared of or that he's not good at to be able to spend time with his girlfriend. While at the same time, she doesn't really seem to be making many compromises for her boyfriend. Her solution to him not knowing how to ski as well as her, or him not knowing how to climb, is literally to just ditch him and do it without him on a trip where they're supposed to be together.
So long, goodbye, have a nice trip.
That's weird. That's weird behavior. Like, I mean, it's weird in the sense that she doesn't want to spend time with him. That's what I'm trying to say. It's obvious. Like, it really is. I explained how much I sacrificed for her in the past, only to be left alone when I needed help, and how much what she did in the trip hurt me. She tried to say something, but I told her I was sick of listening to her and never being listened to.
You can all suck it!
Period. Know your worth. I told her I didn't want to listen to her now and probably not in the future ever. We broke up. The house is mine, so she went to stay with a friend. I wanted to thank all the people who commented under the original post for the advice. Thank you and goodbye. Okay, bye. Honestly, I feel like this is for the best. Like, genuinely, it was already super weird to begin with. And like, you know, it was giving proposal trip, right? Because you're doing all these things she likes for her birthday. You're doing them in locations that she loves so much. It was screaming proposal trip. Maybe she was trying to avoid the proposal, but at the very least, she was trying to avoid OP. So it sucks to be in this situation. He really thought that he was going to spend the rest of his life with her, but the signs are there. The red flags are there. And whether she put her friends into this situation to avoid the proposal, or, you know, maybe it was just a way of diverting what was inevitable, I genuinely think that this is a good thing.
Someone tell me how to feel.
And it sounds like you're a really accommodating partner. And you were willing to do a lot, like, you know, not only learn what she loves and adopt some of the same hobbies, but sacrifice a lot of things. You sound like someone who will be a really good husband in the future. And what you did was very thoughtful. And I hope that you do it for someone who appreciates it in the future. So are you the a-hole for being angry at my girlfriend for basically abandoning me during our couple vacation? No. Saskatchewan!